Today we're going to have some fun and we're going to break down the recent WWE 2K23 Showcase trailer. We're going to break down this entire trailer bit by bit, find all of the cool hidden details that were missed, and what we could see in the game. This is your WWE 2K23 breakdown.
Yeah!
So in this showcase trailer, there's a total of 9 matches that we can confirm that are going to be in the mode. Everything from John Cena's debut match on SmackDown against Kurt Angle, all the way to SummerSlam 2021 where he took on Roman Reigns. The cool thing about this showcase mode, let me know your thoughts on it, but we're gonna see things from a different perspective. In this John Cena Showcase, we are going to be taking control of the opponent. We are going to be Roman Reigns, RVD, Batista taking on John Cena, and the whole theme of this, according to the developers, is that we are going to be going through that entire history of John Cena and really following his whole mantra of never give up. The entire showcase trailer is showing us 9 matches, like I said. To compare, WWE 2K22, including the bonus match, Rey Mysterio Showcase gave us 12 matches. So I'm feeling optimistic that we're gonna pass that and we're gonna get even more throughout the entire showcase. Kicking things off is the John Cena prototype match, his debut match on SmackDown against Kurt Angle. You get really cool shots of John Cena here in his prototype gear. This happened on SmackDown in 2002, which is great because we are going to get the SmackDown 2002 arena. You can also see that we have the scratch graphics for John Cena's Titantron, so he doesn't have one when he's coming out for his debut match, which is kind of a cool touch. What I like about the showcases too, even the Rey Mysterio one, they use different filters when they are having the matches themselves. So I remember like the Rey Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero match in 2K22, it looked good. It looked like a little bit different than just your standard match. They put a little bit of a filter there, and that I thought added to it, to the presentation. And I like to think that they're going to do the same thing here. Remember, we're also getting that slingshot tech for the showcase. The devs talked about this in their recent interviews with Fightful and Screen Rant. Slingshot tech is what we saw in 2K22 and Rey Mysterio Showcase, where they are transitioning from the showcase cinematics of the matches themselves, and then they're going right into the gameplay moment. They're going to be doing the same thing here with John Cena Showcase. We get our first glimpse of Kurt Angle, obviously is going to be in the game this year. I'm very, very excited about Kurt Angle making it in. Now, if we pause here, we can see a couple of little things to make note of. As we zoom in to where the announcers are, you can see sitting next to them is what looks to be Mike Rowe as the ring announcer. We can see this later on in another shot, but it does look like Mike Rowe is going to be the new ring announcer in 2K23, which I'm super happy about. It means we get new dialogue lines. It freshens it up for the presentation. So I really, really hope this is the case because that definitely looks like Mike Rowe. And as the camera, we pull it back a little bit, you can confirm that the ring announcers are going to be Byron Saxton, Michael Cole, and Corey Graves, just like we've had in previous years. So they are sticking with the 3-man team. I'm kind of bummed. I was hoping that they were going to go down to a 2-man booth with just Corey Graves and Michael Cole. What I really am hoping for, though, is that they will add new dialogue lines in for the commentators to keep it fresh. It's the biggest problem we have across, I think, any sports game in general, is that commentary can feel very dull. A lot of you out there probably even want to just mute the commentators altogether when you're playing, but I hope that they're going to give us refreshed lines from 2K22, and they're going to give us a little bit more modernized lines, so it sounds fresh. That's my hope. And sticking with this Kurt Angle shot here as we zoom right into Kurt Angle's naughty bits, but we can see a confirmation of a female referee here in the match. We can see this again later in the trailer, but we can confirm even from the developers themselves in recent interviews, they did say we will have female referees in the game. This is a huge win. It was definitely necessary. Better representation for women, especially for having female referees. I love it. Then we move on to SummerSlam, where we're gonna have John Cena taking on Batista. This was a great one-on-one match. We can see that we are going to get Batista in the Icon edition of the game. If you end up getting that one, you get the Ruthless Aggression pack, which will give you the OVW version of Batista as well. So consider that when you are looking at different versions of the game you want to pick up. This match was just a straight one-on-one match, so we're not going to get anything crazy in here for unlockables, but we will likely get the SummerSlam arena that these two fought in. Next piece they show off is going to be The Undertaker versus John Cena at WrestleMania. They give us a quick glimpse of The Undertaker zoomed in a close-up shot. I imagine we're going to get multiple versions of Taker in this. My hope with Taker or John Cena or anybody especially John Cena, is that it's not taking up multiple slots. I hope they do it where you just click on John Cena and then you have all the alternate attire versions of Cena. It's just a lot of scrolling to go through, especially you got all these different years of John Cena throughout. Now, I will mention this later on as we break down the trailer, but one thing with this still shot of The Undertaker and Cena, pay attention to the ramp, because this is at WrestleMania, and for this Mania, I love this stage, I love this arena, but what I'm hoping for is that we are getting larger ramps, larger venues, because a lot of these that they're showing off, they were in larger stadiums and shows, and I really hope that they're going to make them feel a little bit bigger when it comes to the entrances. We get a little bit of a backside of The Rock here, and it looks to be the modern day updated version of The Rock. The trailer then goes into The Rock versus Cena at WrestleMania 28, the once in a lifetime match. The first thing I want to note here is going to be the rock bottom done by The Rock. This looks to be an updated animation. It's subtle, but the way he is throwing him and bringing him up and down, it looks slightly different than what we've seen in the other games. And as we zoom in here, we can see Michael Cole, Byron Saxton, and Corey Graves there at the commentator booth. So it looks like they are going to be confirmed as your commentator team. And when I was mentioning the ramp being extended, this is what I was talking about. We had this far shot of WrestleMania and John Cena in the ring, but I look at the length of that ramp, and to me, it looks way bigger than the previous year's games. So I am hoping that they are going to extend this, even if the camera cuts are, very similar to 2K22. If they can make some of those ramps for the big WrestleMania venues or give us different venue options altogether, fans are going to be really happy when they go in for Create an Arena. We get a quick look at The Rock and Cena at WrestleMania, and Rock showing off that goatee look of Rock. The trailer then moves on to the ECW One Night Stand match between RVD and John Cena. We get a little bit of a look of RVD, and if we zoom into the crowd here, we can see some of the different t-shirts they're wearing. This doesn't confirm necessarily who's going to be in the game, but one I wanted to highlight here that stood out was going to be Bret Hart. So it is likely, obviously, that we get legends like Bret Hart in this year's game, no different than 2K22. Then the trailer moves on to Roman Reigns versus John Cena, Universal Championship at SummerSlam. John Cena lost this match, as he's lost, I think, all of them in the showcase that they're showing off here. But with this clip, we not only get a different looking version of John Cena with his different haircut, we also have an earlier tribal chief included in this shot. And I wanted to compare this screenshot from the showcase trailer to that of the one that we had for one of the images that we found through like the Xbox and PlayStation store of Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre standing off inside of War Games. We have two different versions of Roman Reigns here. And this earlier one, the one that he was having the match against John Cena at SummerSlam, he is wearing his gold glove, versus that in the War Games match, you have a much more modern looking tribal chief of Roman Reigns who's got all of the red accents and the red glove. So I gotta figure that obviously every time you play one of the showcase matches, you tend to unlock different attires, different superstars, arenas, title belts. We could be looking at getting the little bit earlier version of Roman Reigns included in here as an alt attire. The trailer continues on where we have John Cena jumping off the top rope inside the ballroom for ECW One Night Stand. We get a look again at RVD here. The trailer goes back to The Rock and John Cena at WrestleMania, and if we zoom in here to the crowd, you can see fans wearing Cactus Jack shirts, like a lot of them, and Dolph Ziggler as well. Overall, we should be expecting a really healthy, really big roster across the board, from current talent that was removed from 2K22 because they were let go and they've obviously been brought back, and legends. It should be a really, really solid roster this year. In this shot here of John Cena doing an attitude adjustment onto The Rock, you can get another clear visible shot of a female referee that is going to be included in the game. The arenas as well, when we have these outdoor stadium shows, one of the things that bugged me and everybody was that the day-night cycle wasn't working. I hope this is fixed. And what I'm getting at here is that with this trailer, and some of the shots are going to be in the closed off arenas, but for the outdoor stadium shows, they're dark. And I'm wondering if they have corrected the day-night system. The trailer finishes up with John Cena entrance, but if we zoom into the crowd, you can see one of the fans wearing a Mandy Rose shirt. Now, we don't know if this is going to confirm Mandy Rose is going to be in the game alongside other superstars that were released or let go. Gotta keep in mind too, when these trailers are made, these are earlier builds of the game. These are not the final builds, so it could just easily be patched right out, and we don't see this at all. But there is a distinct possibility that the likes of Mandy Rose and others could be in the game, but we'll wait and see until it finally comes out. Based on the footage that we have here in the trailer, one of the matches that we're highlighting too is that there's going to be Brock Lesnar versus John Cena at SummerSlam. This was SummerSlam 2014, so remember, this match ended with Brock Lesnar winning and holding up both the WWE Championship and the World Heavyweight Championship. If we go back, John Cena won the vacated WWE and World Heavyweight Championships at Money in the Bank. I don't know if we're going to be able to play that match, but I'm staying hopeful that we are going to get double title entrances in the game. It's still not confirmed, and we have Roman Reigns as the WWE Universal World Heavyweight Champion. There's a very good chance we're going to get double title entrances this year. For more WWE 2K23 news and updates, click this video for the developer interview breakdowns. I got the full reports, everything you need to know, because there's some really cool details in here. See ya.